Hello friends, so let's make this cute mason jar wood kitchen decor piece. So I've got this mason jar that I had, it's actually Valentine's Day piece, as you can see. I got it from Wholesale Decor and More. And so I'm going to sand most all of that Valentine little etches out of it. Some of it is left, but that's okay. I'm getting what shows up the most, so I can paint over it and it will look smooth and you won't see the words through it. So I'm just using my little mini sander, and then I'm going to clean it up with this mini desktop vacuum cleaner. Get all the sawdust and all those little particles out of my way. So I'm just going to put the lid on and see where it goes, and then I'm drawing a line so I know where to put the two different paints. And I'm just going to paint the middle part of that lid part. So when you glue the top lid part on, it'll be black in those little holes. So that's what I'm doing there. I'm not worrying about getting all the edges because they will be covered up. And then I'm going to paint the lid Still Gray by Folkart, just regular acrylic paint. Just using a round sponge brush. I get these on Amazon. Come in a package with all different different sizes. I think 4 sizes. They work great. I'll just set that aside, and I've got these 2 little wooden spoons. I'm going to paint one True Burgundy by Folkart. Just using a regular paintbrush because I couldn't find one of my smaller sponge brushes. So I have all kinds of things handy. I use whatever, especially on tiny little things like this. But I had a little bit too much paint, so I'm just getting the one end, and I'll dry that before I paint the other end. Then the other spoon I'm going to paint mustard yellow. This is actually a chalk paint by Folkart as well. I really, really love this color. Whenever I want a mustard color, this is my go-to. So just painting the other one that color, doing the same process. I'll get the end that I'm holding after the rest is dried. So I'm just going to give everything a quick dry, and then I'll finish painting those ends of those spoons. So the rest of the mason jar, the main part, I'm going to paint Vintage White by Folkart, just regular acrylic paint. And because of the etchings, that a few were still there, I give this one good coat, and then I'll dry it, and then I will put a second coat on just to get any little bit of that writing that was still etched in. I sanded most of it pretty smooth, but there was a few spots that kind of showed after this first coat dried. Okay, so I've got it painted with its second coat and dried. And I've got a fine grit piece of sandpaper that I went over the surface quite smooth, just lightly, just to smooth it out, and then I'm roughing up the edges there. Nothing too crazy, just getting it distressed. And I painted a little wood heart in that same burgundy color. Now I'm just sanding the lid part too, cleaning up some of that sawdust and paint particles. So now I'm using my Tim Holtz Distress ink in the color Walnut Stain, and just really distressing that lid and making it look kind of old and a little bit rusty maybe. Kind of has that little bit of rusty old look. I'm going to distress the mason jar part on this as well. If I get too heavy in this, I just kind of blend it with my finger before it dries. I'm going to sand both spoons, and I'll put a little bit of Distress ink on those as well. keep vacuuming as I make a little mess, just to kind of keep it under control. There I'm just using the Distress ink that's on the dauber. So I've got these 16-inch brown floral wires, and they look rusty, but they're not. So I really am glad I found these. I love working with them because they look like they're rusty wire, but they're not messy like that rust that will kind of flake off. So I just kind of took the whole thing and bent it and wrapped the middle part around my pen a few times. And I'm just gluing one on top of the lid, going out and just holding it till that glue sets. Put quite a bit of glue, so I wanted to make sure it was dry and set before I moved it. And then I did the same with the other end. And now I'm putting a little bit of Titebond wood glue on my back side of the lid, and then the rest hot glue. And I'm going to glue that on top. They fit right together perfectly, and glues right over those wires, so that'll hold it in and reinforce it even more. Just going to distress that little heart a little bit too, just to make it match the rest of the project. So I was trying to decide what to do with my ribbons. I couldn't quite decide. This is my gold or mustard yellow kind of bead garland. Get this on Amazon, and I'm just going to wrap a whole bunch around it, around my pen. So I wrap it around a few circles, and then I push it up tight. Keep doing that, so I get quite a long piece. You can do as long or short of pieces as you want. I like to do quite a bit, and then I pull it off the pen, and then I'll stretch it out into one long piece. That gives me plenty of little shorter pieces that I can cut off. So I decided to make a bow with my little strips of fabric that I tore off. This is black and white ticking fabric. It's actually been coffee stained, so it looks really rustic and worn. And I'm just using my mini Bowdabra, going back and forth. And there was enough of this piece that I went one more loop on this side and had two tails hanging out from that side. I decided to do one more strip of the black and white. I wanted some of my tails to hang down long. Now I'm just grabbing my thin twine, wrapped around my fingers, I think about 4 times, so there's about 4 loops on each side. Put in that Bowdabra too, and pull that twine up through that slot and tie it in a really tight knot. Then I'm tying it in a double knot, and I'm going to tie it in a bow and leave that there with the rest of the twine that's on top. So now I'm just arranging my loops and pulling my tails where they need to be. Just fluffing and arranging everything. Trying to decide where I want to glue that. Just gluing it on the bottom corner of my little silk gray lid. I'll trim those up when I'm ready, but right now I'm just leaving them along till I can decide how long I want them. Now I'm just cutting all the ends at a diagonal, and then I will fray those ends to make them match the rest of the ribbon. Didn't want a straight end when the rest of them are all frayed. So now I'm going to work with my spoons. I'm trying to decide where I want to put them and how I want to arrange them. So I'm putting the mustard one on the top, and I'm gluing those together, obviously. Then I'm going to take a piece of twine and wrap it around and glue those on there and just kind of reinforce it and give it a strong hold so those wood spoons don't come apart. And I just wrap it around probably 6-7 times, and I reinforced it there a little bit, and then I'll just cut it off and glue that end. soon as I get that glued down, then I'll glue it on top of my mason jar. I'm going to take some of that thin twine and tie a little bow that I'm going to glue on top of those rows of twine on top of the spoons. So I've got this piece of coffee stained muslin that I actually stamped on a few weeks ago. I've got all kinds of kitchen-y sayings, and I actually did a video on them. They're in my YouTube channel and in my reels, how I did those, but it was on coffee stained fabric, and then I frayed all those edges. And so I'm cutting out a piece of craft cardstock, probably about, 1/4 inch all the way around, bigger than the fabric. And then I used my corner rounder, which I didn't necessarily need to do, but I decided to, and I'm just going around distressing all the ends of those. Then I'm going to use my scissors and really rough up that cardstock, make it look old and worn, just like everything else I'm trying for in this look. I'm going to use my Aleene's tacky glue. But first I wanted to see where I needed to cut a hole in the cardstock with my hole punch. And I'm just, like I said, using tacky glue just all around the ends. I'll just kind of rub it and blend it with my fingertip here in a moment. And once I get that adhered on there, then I'm going to just take a big sewing needle and stick through that hole that's in the cardstock and make a hole in my fabric. Then I'm taking some of that thin twine again, bend it in half, and I'll stick that loop through that tiny little hole, and then pull that loop through, pull those strands through, and pull it snugly. And I'll have that ready in a moment when I need it. Now I'm going to use my wire cutters and just cut these in a few random lengths. I'm just going to stick those underneath the bows underneath the bows in a few random spots. I love mustard yellow and burgundies for your rustic vintage decor. It's just a good look, I think. That just really adds to it, I think, these little berry tendrils. Trying to stick it there where it will show outside the ribbons. Cut a couple smaller ones to stick in a couple spots. Do some more trimming. Now I'm going to have this hanging at a diagonal from the center of the bow. Trying to decide right now how long. And I'll glue those ends right in the center of the bow. And this little tag says, "Life is short, eat whatever you want." I'm just going to put a bunch of glue on the back of the twine and put those down towards the bottom right corner of the mason jar. I think that looks really cute. Now I'm just going to grab me a button. I've got this huge lot of buttons I get on Amazon, all kinds of vintage sizes and shapes and styles. So I'm just trying to find the size and style I want. I'm just going to thread some little thread through it and tie it in a teeny tiny little bow on top. And I think off camera I used my little dauber with distress ink on it and dirtied up that white ribbon, thread, just so it wasn't so stark white. It's coming together nicely. I'm almost done. And I was looking all over for my little wood hearts. I found it, and then off camera I painted one more bigger one. I decided we had a little bit too much blank space, and so I wanted another filler. Right now I've got some of these little greenery pieces I got at the Dollar Tree. I thought these were really cute little greenery. So I'm just cutting off a piece and I'm sticking it out to the right on top. I'm gonna stick one more smaller one up there. Then I will stick one out the left side coming down. Had to make sure there's room under there first before I get the glue on there. And last but not least, I'm gonna rough up this heart that I just painted. And I'm gonna glue both those on, the big one at the bottom. And this one above the spoons. And that's all I'm doing for this project, and I love it. I hope you do too. It was super fun and easy to make. I hope this inspires you to make something similar. Thanks for watching. You have a whimsical day.